Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to share with you and do a powerful healing for you of 5 beliefs every sensual woman must have. If you don't know me, I'm Jade Diamond. It's so lovely to be with you today. I am an advanced theta healer with 20 years experience of healing and a pleasure and intimacy coach. I help women snatch their sexy back. I help stuck singles find their soulmate and struggling couples get juicy and reconnected again. And my superpower is helping abuse survivors really move from abuse to abundance in a very powerful way. So this is day 3, right? Yeah, this is only Wednesday, so we're only on day 3 of the 5-day challenge. Sensual, lovely you, the 5-day challenge. It's been very epic so far. And really beautiful. If you're on the replay, make sure that you pop a message in as well, because I'm definitely going to come back, check all the messages. I really want to hear how your experiences have been in the last few days. And some of the feedback, the important feedback I've been getting is that you're really enjoying the emails and the journal prompts that I've been sending you. And these messages and journal prompts are very much engineered to help you to dig deeper and go to a deeper level in your healing process, and for you to really embody. I'm just going to bring this a little bit closer. For you to really embody your sensuality, to question where you are, and to help you really drop into a place of self-love. So I've been looking at some of your posts and it's been blowing me away. Your hashtag is sensual lovely you. And I've been like, wow, look at these amazing women. And some of you have made them public. Some of them have been on Instagram. Some of them, you're on my friends list on Facebook and you've kept them just for friends. And it's been incredible, like the images that I'm seeing and the kind of fire that's rising, which is incredible to watch. And I also got some private messages from you saying that you're loving the experience and that you don't feel confident enough yet to, you know, share what you're finding publicly, and what you're feeling and what's coming up for you, which I totally understand. And actually, I've developed a community. You know, there's a group coming up. I'll tell you about that at the end, that you can access if you want to continue this journey of becoming a sensual woman, of becoming like a free, sovereign woman who really loves her own body. And if you really want a safe space in order to explore that in, then I've got one set up for you and you're welcome to join, and I'll tell you about that after today's session. So today is a very powerful healing session. So I practice lots of different kinds of healing and energy work. I'm a psychic, and one of the methods that I use, that is, I just love it. It's incredible. It's very quickly transformative. It's called theta healing. And what this work does is it works with your conscious and, importantly, your subconscious belief system. Now, your subconscious is actually running 90% of the show. So what you think you know is usually only about 10%. And this is how we kind of get stuck in loops. And this is when we keep telling this story, I don't know what else to do, I've hit a wall. You know, generally we try to do everything that we can do by ourselves. But if we only continue to do it by ourselves with our own understanding, generally we can't get further. You know, it's like in business, for me, I've been, you know, working, doing healing work for many, many years, and I had to keep it as a strong sideline because I didn't have the knowledge, the information, and the kind of capacity to understand some of the changes that I needed to make in order to make a living from my work. And not always be kind of scrimping and saving, you know. And in order for me to expand and to reach more people and to fully be in service and to be able to be available to the souls that are assigned to me for healing, I've had to up level. I've had to learn how to do Facebook Lives. I've had to learn how to do things with my website. I've had to learn how to, you know, get my message out there so that the person who can be assisted by me, we can meet each other, you know. But I couldn't do all that alone. I did what I knew how to do alone. But then there's come a time where you need to say, can you give me a hand? And it's the same in life, because your main business is your life, right? So we're all here just kind of holding each other's hand on the way, and assisting each other as we go. So tonight you're going to receive a very powerful healing with this technique. And this is the technique that I've used to manifest incredible things, This year, we're now in September. Today, my second book has just gone to international bestseller. So that's part of an anthology. It's called Courageous World Catalyst 2. You can, today only, it's only 99p on Amazon, so you might want to go and pick that up. And it's 11 inspirational stories from women of what they've overcome in order to be in their soul's calling. So you can read part of my story of how I had to really let go of one dream in order to step into my purpose. And yeah, I had to leave the country to do it, basically. But you can read about that, and my book Abuse to Abundance went to #1 bestseller this year. I had 2 sold out retreats this year, and it's been huge. And a lot of it's through using this technique to help me overcome my fears, my fear of being seen, my fear of overwhelm, my feeling and fear that I'm not good enough, that I can't be successful, all these different things. So tonight I'm going to work with you on 5 very important beliefs that every sensual woman must have. And the first one is, I am allowed to be sensual. And the reason that we work with this in terms of allowing is a lot of us receive the message either from ourselves that we don't feel safe, that it's not safe to be sensual, and that's the next one, it's safe to be sensual, and therefore we don't think we're allowed. Or we receive the message externally somewhere along the way that we're not good and we're not worthy and we're not good girls, worthy woman, wife material or whatever, if we are sensual and we own our sensuality. And this is not about competition, and because sometimes we what happens is we've got this mix up that sensuality, that sexuality is intertwined with manipulation, is entwined with creating unwanted attention, and that being sensual is somehow dimming other people's light. When we talk about we want to shine our light, it doesn't dim someone else's, usually it ignites their light. But sometimes we get this message that other women will feel insecure around me if I own my sovereign power. And owning your own authentic power is very different from being a woman who uses her sexuality or uses her power as a way to make herself feel superior. This is not what we're talking about. But all of these things can happen, and all these dynamics get very mixed up, so that we suppress ourselves, sometimes because we think, I don't want to be like that, so therefore I have to be like this. Whereas it's just not true. So the first thing we're going to work with is to give yourself permission to be sensual, and that you are allowed to do that. And sometimes that's the only thing we need to start the journey. It's like something clicks. It's like, okay, I am allowed to have this. And if this resonates, definitely write in the comments. And also, please share this video out, because it contains some very strong healing work that I really want to share with as many people as possible. And the second one is it's safe to be sensual. And this again comes from living in a world where, especially as women, we are taught to kind of dim ourselves, to dim our light, to dim our radiance in order to stay safe, because not everyone is awakened or has good intentions. But when we have good boundaries in place, when we can feel a sense of safety within, we can allow ourselves to be a sensual being without fear that my sensuality means that somebody else has permission to touch me, to leer at me. That doesn't mean that. My energy is not given permission to anyone. My verbal permission, my connection is my permission, but my beingness, I'm entitled to be safe exactly as I am. and be a sensual woman and show up and be beautiful and be in my beauty without fear that something might happen or somebody might say something wrong, or other women will be jealous or be backstabbing. So this is where, does that make sense? Like how we can squash our own sensuality through fear that somehow we're not safe, that will maybe be dismissed, or that people will only look at us and treat us in a particular way because we are radiant, and so that if we cover that up, we'll be taken more seriously. And when you shift that belief, you can be both sensually radiant and be taken seriously. But if you have the belief that you can't, then that's what the world reflects to you. Does that make sense? Because yeah, people do act in that way for sure. And people act in that way around age and the way that you look, and or make all these judgments. But when you clear that belief within yourself, let me tell you, your universe will shift. Because what happens is we're like transmitters with our beliefs and our feelings, and we transmit this out to the universe, and the universe simply reflects back to us that which we believe. And this is what's happened for me in my life. The more healing and clearing that I've done, as my beliefs have shifted, my whole world has shifted, and what I've been capable of achieving has shifted because my beliefs have changed. So pop me a message in the comments, let me know where you're watching from, if you're involved in the 5-day challenge, how it's been for you. I'd love to hear from you. Also, the third belief is I'm allowed to invest in myself. Because often when I speak with women in my mentorships, in my women's circles, in the workshops I do, a lot of women, we've been programmed with this belief that we have to put ourselves last, and that we're a good mother if we put ourselves last, and we're a good wife if we put ourselves last, and we're a good friend if we put ourselves last, and we're a good woman if we put ourselves last. We're not taught that we should fill our cup first and that everyone else gets the overflow. In fact, many of us within our own families were taught that that's selfish. That if you're not serving my needs, then you're selfish. Not that like, okay, so you want to serve your needs and you want me to serve your needs as well. That makes, okay. I'm not sure about that. This is one I had to really work with in order to shift. For me to invest in myself, that means, do I, create a life where I make myself important? Where if I see something that's going to benefit me, I allow myself, and I think I'm worthy of having it. And that's not just about a new lipstick or a new mascara. That's like, this book is going to really assist me. I'm going to purchase that, and I'm going to invest the time to read it. I'm going to invest time off to relax, which is essential for your sensuality. Because when you're very stressed out and you're always working, you're absolutely not in your sensual body. It's the beingness and investing the time and energy into yourself that brings you into your sensuality. Do you allow yourself to invest in your own self-development? Because I see a lot women spending thousands on hair, makeup, lip fillers, arse injections, Louboutin shoes, and then they go home and they're still miserable in all of that. Because they're not actually investing in the really important things, which is the self-development that's going to change them at a deep level so that they can be authentically happy now, when they're 50, when they're 60, when they're 80. And that permission gives other women permission. It gives your daughters permission. It gives your sisters and your mothers permission to also invest in themselves and to take care of themselves. So that's belief number 3. I am allowed to invest in myself. And that can bring up so much resistance. But if you can really get that, your life will shift. The 4th one is I am allowed to love my body. And I'd be really interested, like if you feel resistance to any of these as I'm saying it, please write in the comment box or pop me a message, because I know a lot of you, and you're sending me private messages and you're like, I'm loving the videos. I'm like, great, why aren't you commenting? because I can see you all online. It shows me in the corner. There's like 50, 60 people watching or whatever, and they're like, I'm a bit embarrassed. I don't want people to see that. And I understand, I totally understand that. Some things just feel very private. So you can send me a message and say, you know what, I feel resistant to loving my body because, and some of this is around punishment. Actually, sometimes I'm thinking, what do my clients tell me? At a deep level, and usually again it's not conscious, when we feel guilt, when we feel ashamed, when we feel embarrassed, we want to punish ourselves, and by not allowing ourselves to love our body, it's a form of punishment. That I'm not allowed to feel good about myself. I don't deserve it. And although very few of us use that language consciously, it's what's going on in the background. Like, I'm not as good as this, I'm not as good as that, I'm not worthy enough, and I don't deserve to have the body that I want because I'm too lazy, or I've not worked hard enough for it, or I don't know, some other reason. And some of this can also be tied into the fear that if I love my body, what will I lose? Or who will I lose? Maybe I won't be able to bitch and complain with my friends all the time. And the way that we bond is by bitching and complaining. This is a big one. And therefore, if I do love my body, I'll lose that bond. And I don't want to lose that bond, so I'm not going to love my body. This is how deep it is. And all of this works on the subconscious level, so it's kind of beyond your, I'm going like this, because this is the awareness that you see. And the awareness that you see is, oh, it's not working. I can't stick to a workout regime. I'm always sabotaging myself. What's actually going on beneath the surface is I'm afraid of losing my friends or my lover, or I don't know how to relate to people. In fact, I don't even know how to relate to this body and like it. People will think I'm conceited. So just check if this goes on for you. And then the last one is, it's safe for me to love my body. Because sometimes it's like we want to hit these beliefs from different angles so it's got no room to escape. This thing about safety, especially for women, and feeling safe in the body goes generations and generations and generations back. Because the reality is, it was in our great-grandmother's era that women were even given the vote. Like, when a woman got married, she was property of her husband. Women were given, families were giving dowries for the wife, and then she became the property of that family and that husband. And in many different areas of the world and in many different places, and sometimes within our own families, we haven't felt safe within our body. And I know there are a lot of men watching this as well, so this also applies to you. If you might have been physically abused as a child, or emotionally abused as a child, or sexually abused as a child, and it leaves you with the feeling that being in this human body isn't safe. When you can reconnect with that safety, it's like a peace will wash over you. And the way that this healing works, sorry, I've got some sort of tickle in my nose. I'm sorry, guys, it's driving me nuts. The way that this healing works, it's incredible. But it's not like the hand of God comes down and goes, see, now you feel safe in your body and you're becoming so much more confident. It's like a month later you turn around, or 3 months later you think, oh my God, I feel kind of different and I'm reacting a little bit different. I just feel good in myself. Because this work shifts the consciousness to such an extent, you're not in the consciousness of where you were anymore. You're in a completely different consciousness, a completely different way of thinking. So you don't think like you thought before, because you don't have the beliefs that were driving those thoughts that say, I can't do that because it's not safe. I can't do that because I'll be criticised. I can't do that because I'll be condemned. I can't do that because I'll be rejected. You're not even thinking those thoughts anymore because you believe that you're safe in your body. Instead, the thoughts and the beliefs that are coming through are, I'm going to give that a try. Maybe it will work. Perhaps it could be good for me. Does that make sense? So you'll see, I love doing this work. I had the most incredible testimonial today from one of my clients who's done my 90-day mentorship. And she's overcome abuse, addiction, and body hate in 90 days by doing this work with me and other coaching work, and it's incredible. So today we're going to work on these 5, and what I'm going to show you is this incredible technique where you're going to see, instead of just taking my word for it, you're going to see for yourself which of these beliefs have changed for you, because I'm going to show you how to muscle test your subconscious mind. So what you do is this. I'm going to stand up to show you. Do I need to move back? Yeah. So stand up, put your phone down somewhere so that you can see me, and stand up. And it is better to be well hydrated with water before this. So if the answers aren't clear, you can always drink some water and come back and do the process. Let me see if I can move that back a tiny bit. All right. So this easy way to muscle test, I just love this technique, is to put your hand on your heart and to stand with your feet just hip distance apart, super straight, super easy. And you're going to say yes, yes, yes out loud. And your body will pull or move forward. So say that out loud. Yes, yes, yes. And you don't push your body. You don't intend anything. You're not trying to do anything. You're just letting your body speak to you. So you're learning how to tune into your yes and your no. Very powerful tool. So now you'll say no, no, no. And say it with a bit of force. Whoop! Back I go. I'm used to doing this, so it looks very strong for me. So let's do it one more time together so you can really get a feel for this. Hands on heart. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. So I don't know if you saw that. Sometimes my body turns and then then it pushes me back. So I'm going to say these beliefs. This is fun, isn't it? So I'm going to say these beliefs and you're going to repeat them. So I need you to say it out loud because it's your body that you're going to respond to. I don't want you listening to me and responding to my beliefs. You've got to say it for yourself. Your own ears have got to hear it for yourself and then test it for yourself. Does that make sense? So I'll show you the first one and then I'm going to sit down so that you're not swayed by me, yeah? So you got hands on your heart and you're going to repeat after me. I am allowed to be sensual. And feel in your body. I am allowed to be sensual. Are you pulled forward or are you pulled back? All right, make a note of that. The next one. It's safe to be sensual. I'm allowed to invest in myself. I am allowed to love my body. It's safe for me to love my body. All right. Do you want to pop in the comments what you got? Which ones were a no? So we've got, I'm allowed to be sensual. It's safe for me to be sensual. I'm allowed to invest in myself. I'm allowed to love my body. It's safe for me to love my body. So I'm going to go into a meditative state where I'll connect to source energy. And then I'm going to call this source energy down into all of us so that we can call these beliefs into our subconscious and conscious mind. And we can shift these belief systems today. And then afterwards, I'm going to get you to test again and you can see what shifted. It might be that all of them clear. and you've got that belief now. It might be that one's a bit sticky, and that usually means there's more work to be done on that particular one. Like there's other beliefs that are stuck to it, and you might want to book a session, or you might want to journal around that to find out what's at the bottom of it so you can clear it, you know. All right, so give me 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to go quiet. And so the way that this will work is, because you have free will, in order to receive the healing, when I make the statement and I'll ask, you need to say yes out loud. You need to be participating in it. I'll call the energy down, and Creator, the Most High, is doing all the healing, and you and I were just witnessing it and welcoming it, right? So I kind of haven't got these incredible magical powers. I'm like a conduit. I'm like a straw. It's like, pow! It just comes through. And you and I are going to witness this healing together. So you might feel sensation in the body. Sometimes emotion will come up. That's really good. Let it. You might feel hot. You might feel cold. You might feel nothing at all. Either way, as long as you say yes, it's going to work. All right? So I'm just going to connect. All right, so can we just download you with unconditional love first? Remember to say yes. Lush. All right, so let's just download us all with unconditional love into all the cells of our body. And I can sense a bit of nervousness. So can we just show you how it feels to know that it's safe? That you are safe. You're safe and divinely protected during this healing process. Remember to say yes out loud. All right. Can we show you how it feels to know and to feel that you're allowed to be sensual? And can we just send healing, divine unconditional love to that part of you that might feel any grief around the loss of your sensuality? I'm feeling grief coming up in some of you, like the loss and the longing for that part of you to come back. So can we just send healing energy to that grief and just really release it back to the Most High, to be transmuted back to love, and to open the space in your body to allow your own sensual energy to emerge. And can we show you how it feels to know and to feel that it's safe to be sensual? And just say yes if you'd like to know how that feels. And can we show you how it feels to know and how it feels to invest in yourself, and to know how it feels to know that you're allowed to invest in yourself, and to give yourself permission to invest in yourself in all the ways that contribute to your personal growth and unfoldment. And remove any belief that investing in yourself is a waste of your time and money. that money's better spent. Remove the belief that money's better spent elsewhere. It's really interesting. So what I'm seeing is some of you have this belief that money can be spent elsewhere, but it can't be spent on you. So can we show you how it feels to know that you can spend time, energy, money and investment on your personal self, and that you're worth it, and to know how it feels to know that you're worth it. And can we show you how it feels to know that you're allowed to love your body? Remember to say yes. And how it feels to feel safe in your body. To know how it feels to feel safe enough to love your body. And to know that it's possible to feel safe enough to love your body. Beautiful. It feels so good and so peaceful. I'm feeling so much peace. And this works just as well on the replay. Alright. Just take 3 long, slow, deep breaths into the body. And just feel that your feet are connecting to the earth energy below, and just really draw that earth energy up through the bottom of your feet. So just imagine that the solidity and the density of the earth energy is coming up through your feet, through your legs, your belly, your chest, your head, and that you're feeling completely grounded, completely present. So how was that? Let's test, and then you can write me in the comments. Again, even if you're on the replay, I'm going to come back and check all the comments. So don't worry about that. So hands on heart. That's so beautiful. That felt so peaceful and gorgeous. So hands on the heart. Yes, yes, yes. And you'll see your body pull forward. No, no, no. So let's test these beliefs. I am allowed to be sensual. It's safe for me to be sensual. I am allowed to invest in myself. I am allowed to love my body. And it's safe for me to love my body. Remember to say it out loud yourself. So how was that? Amazing, right? I love doing this. Sometimes I do group healing sessions, big group healing sessions, and it's amazing to watch all these shifts happen, in such a short space of time. It's really, really incredible work. So if you've enjoyed it and you feel like you definitely shifted something, definitely put a yes in the comments. And if you feel like you've really got something from this today and maybe you want more, then I have a 21-day coaching program coming up that starts this Sunday, and it's called Unshakable Confidence. And there's going to be 2-hour-long healing sessions like this, and it's quite a small group, and it's going to work on your body image. So making friends with your body and teaching you how to feel positively about your body, so you can end this war, end this body hate, end this insecurity, and really start to celebrate your body as it is and think positive, loving thoughts. I mean, that's life-changing in itself. And the second group healing that we'll do is on sensuality, on recovering your sensuality, knowing how it feels to feel sensuality in your body and how to allow that to come through in your own unique way. And there's 3 weeks of coaching, of mindset magic. I'm going to teach you feminine rituals. There's going to be work that will shift your mindset quite dramatically in your relationship with your body. You know, if you're looking for that kind of safe container in order to do this journey, we're going to have a group where it will just be us, and you'll get to share in that group everything that's coming up for you, all the changes that you're going through, all the realizations that you're having, all the shifts that you're having, all the successes that you're having, the things that you're challenged with, and we're really going to kind of cross-pollinate and grow. And I just feel like it's going to be an amazing. I'm calling in incredible women at the moment that I'm working with, and maybe you're one of them, you know. So if that calls you, I'm going to put a link in the comments. It's jaydiamond.net/unshakable confidence. So the first week is all about recovery. So you're really going to start to release these negative feelings about your body, about your sensuality. You're going to discover things that you didn't even know about yourself, and you're going to be able to let that shit go. And then in the next week, it's really about resetting your mind and really making a deep friendship with your body and like recovering your sensuality. And then in week 3, we're really going to go deeper into what it is to be like a sovereign sensual woman, and how to cultivate your own sensual energy by yourself, for yourself. So it's not about performance. I mean, the side effect of kind of owning this kind of energy is massive confidence and becoming very alluring to others, but in a way that you feel very safe. And that means it really feeds your relationship, because you're able to connect from your heart with your partner, and in a way that you feel worthy of love, of attention, of great sex. You start to learn how to speak up. You start to learn how to ask for what you want and to get it, and to really own your own sensuality and feel a freedom that perhaps you've never felt before in your life. And really work on developing a sisterhood, you know, because and working through these things of where our resistance is and why that resistance is there, and what the messages we're telling ourselves about our body, and what's my fear about that, what am I worried that people will think about me if I admit that I'm insecure, you know. And just like going to such a beautiful process over these 3 weeks, and I'm going to be your guide. And a lot of you have been following me for quite a long time. You've been watching the work that I do, seeing the testimonials that I'm having. So I feel very confident about this work, and I know that it works. It's really just whether you're in a place to shift, because if you are, you'll come. There's 3 levels, so it's very accessible. There's the level 1 is like a really low cost option where you can access the group, where you can come and connect with us, where you're going to get like information sent to your email. Level 2 is like the main program, where you get access to all the healings, where you get access to like the next level of the mindset magic, where you go deeper processes, like really going to work deeply in the subconscious, so that you can be dramatically transformed in 3 weeks. And then the level 3, there's only 5 places of those available, and there's an option to work one-to-one with me, so that I can help you shift the one thing that's causing you the main problem at the moment. So that might be within your relationship, it might be how you feel when you look in the mirror, it might be how you felt since childbirth, your relationship with your own vagina, it might be your relationship with your own breasts or your belly. Could be anything. I work with all kinds of things, you know. There's not much I haven't seen or heard, I can tell you that. So yeah, if that calls to you, like, I'd love for you to sign up. and get yourself in that program. Like I say, it starts on Sunday, so we've only got a few days, but we do have a couple of more days left in this 5-day challenge, and each day the embodiment's getting deeper and the sharing's getting more beautiful, and there's like a fierceness arising in people. I'm just like, I'm blown away by it. It makes me feel so blessed to be around so many powerful, incredible and beautiful, absolutely beautiful women. So please share this. I'd love you to tag a friend below if you feel that they would benefit from this kind of healing. Of course, if you've got any questions and you don't want to ask them publicly, then you just inbox me, right? And yeah, bless. Have a beautiful evening. Bye for now.